MTS. Imate prijatelje.
Hello. So, in whose office we are now?
Gaan we slaapplek knallen, merk je wel?
Yeah, completely wrong.
Arne? Whose office is this now?
This was LeWeb's office. A new gaming concept that they did, and they were here.
No, you can sit with us. Okay, so we started.
Yes.
Arne, will you please introduce yourself to our audience first, before introducing Startup Bus, because I think you have interesting background yourself, so let's start with you.
Okay, great. Well, I'm Arne Hulstein. I am from Holland. I run several different things, amongst which a consultancy company where I advise people on using new media in their business strategy. But as you know, my passion is with inspiring people and getting people to step out and do things. I do that partly as a blogger, which is why I'm at LeWeb doing blogger selection, letting you guys in.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I love to have you. I really love to have you. And you know, I love to inspire people to do startups and everything around it, which is an ideal bridge to Startup Bus, right?
Yeah. So that's how Startup Bus started, the whole idea. I mean, in Europe.
Yes, it did. I was last summer. I was spending time at a holiday home. I was beside the pool, and I was thinking, I'm going to go to LeWeb. What can I do that is really special, and how more startups and more people can benefit from the fact that I'm here.
Yeah.
And so I chose. I was thinking of this whole road trip thing, and I was getting everything involved around it. It grew to this huge idea. But a good part of that idea matched what the guys from Startup Bus were already doing in the States.
Yep.
And that was the time that I decided, you know what, I need to team up, because if we work together, which is the same as in any business, any startup or any region, if we team up with people, we can achieve just so much more.
Yeah.
So I gave them a call, and the rest is history, as they say. We hooked up. We now have Startup Bus Europe that you are seated in.
Yeah.
It's been a fantastic ride over the last couple of days.
Can you just describe in short what was your route from?
And the concept in general about the Startup Bus.
Okay, let's start with the concept first, and we'll get to the route. The concept is that you put 25 strangers on a bus. Sometimes some people will know each other because they will tell each other and they will all come. But in general, you put 25 strangers on a bus. What they do is they first introduce themselves, then pitch an idea that they have. After all the ideas have been pitched, we tell everybody, well, you've heard all the ideas. Now go out and find the person with the idea you thought was most interesting, and see whether you can form a team. And if you've done that,
He's turning around, so he's making us laugh.
yeah, he is. Yeah, it's
No, your voice is on, so it's okay.
Oh,
it's
no,
on purpose.
I'm not doubting that. It's just very interesting to see you do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then teams are formed, and they only have 3 days to basically go from the idea pitch to launching a minimal viable product in front of a group of VCs, serial entrepreneurs, or other industry experts that we select beforehand.
Yeah.
And what we do, I mean, the bus is moving, right? The bus is moving 2,700 kilometers in 3 days, which means you basically spend 60 hours on a bus. This year the people on the bus got to sleep about 8 or 9 hours in total. Yeah, for 3 days. And so it really pushes everybody on board, because you need to be ready that last evening when you need to pitch. And creating a startup is an awful lot of work. To make things more interesting, I mean, we've all known that one of the things that startups do well these days is pivot. Change their model, change their ideas, and switch around to something that's more useful. You want to have, if you want to, the earlier you can pivot to something that is going to be working for you, the more successful you're going to be.
Yeah.
So the same goes here, but we've only got 3 days. So what we've done, because we wanted to connect the startup hubs of Europe, and also, you know, we want to give people good feedback on what they're building. We're saying we're stopping at 5 different startup hubs. So we left from Amsterdam. We had a launch party there. That was actually without pitches, and because it was just drinks and celebrating that we're actually going to go off.
And mostly did
On Sunday.
a lot of pitching. Yeah.
We can go together as interview now.
Yeah. Pitch and what do you
Yeah.
do during the bus, right? You sit around,
so
you brainstorm.
we've that was Amsterdam. Then we went to Copenhagen, where we teamed up with Startup Bootcamp, and Startup Bootcamp just hosted us for a dinner. Brought a couple of local entrepreneurs in. We had everybody pitch, and they would ask the awkward questions. And the awkward questions mean that, you know, when you're back on the bus again, you're thinking, oh, I didn't have a good answer to that. I need to change my model to include that. Then we had a lunch in Berlin with basically the same structure. We ate, and then everybody had to do a pitch. There were awkward questions, and you see as we go on, you know, already in the pitches in Berlin, we saw things that were asked during the pitches in Copenhagen.
Yeah.
And then we went to Zurich, where we were hosted at Google, and we had it was fantastic, and we sold out the tickets in a very short time. We had a limited space, and it was amazing. We had a brilliant breakfast with a lot of local entrepreneurs. And then we had an area that we could just pitch in, and we also had local entrepreneurs from Zurich pitch, and we'd be asking each other questions. And again, you know, you see that it changes people's mindsets about the ideas they've been working on. And on Tuesday night, well, that really was night because it was very late. We came into Paris and we pitched the people from Seed Camp.
Yeah, because there was a mini Seed Camp in Paris.
There was a Seed Camp in Paris, and they had a drinks event later on, and we joined them and we pitched them at their event. And there were actually 2 startups that won, but they also won a fast track ticket to a Seed Camp day. So that is very valuable. To put that in perspective, it's not our main goal to create, you know, the next Facebook on a bus.
Yeah, of course.
Because what our main goal is here is to develop people. What we want to do is stretch people and, you know, really have them learn about themselves, about working in teams, about how, you know, starting a startup works. And to really get bonded with everybody on the bus. Because one of the biggest assets of Startup Bus is our alumni network. And as you probably know, you know, as you go on, you will meet people that you've been working with years and years and years later. And you know, you're still very good friends because of the experience you went through. And you can still call on each other.
Yeah. It is 3 days, but it's experience worth of like a year or something, because you have lots of travels.
We've had people actually say when they came back on the bus on Wednesday, because the bus is at LeWeb all week, and they literally said, "Oh, I missed the bus so much," and we were talking about the time frame, and people really said, you know, it felt like a couple of weeks on the bus instead of just 3 days.
We can add the description on Wikipedia post startup depression or something like that to describe that feeling. Yeah.
There is a feeling that people and still there's people, you know, I get emails from people that were on the bus, or you know, we talk together, and people miss being on the bus and being together and working in this close-knit community. It's almost like traveling in a parallel universe through Europe.
How many people and how many round tours you have made so far, and who are the people that we're talking about who are on the bus? I mean, what's their profile?
Profiles for people vary a lot. We do about 25 persons per bus. And we've run 2 bus series in America now, from different cities to South by Southwest in Austin, Texas. We've done 1 in Europe. This was our first bus, and we're very excited about that. And we try to really get a good balance on board, because in a startup, you know, a good startup does not only have people that can code. A good startup will definitely not only have people who are good at a business model, because yeah, you need each other. So we do a spread. We do 2/3 of the bus in development and design, and we do 1/3 of the bus in business. And that way, together, if you form a team, you can have a great balance and work together on achieving something which will cover all the angles of a regular startup.
How can a person from Serbia or Macedonia apply to be on the bus? Yeah.
I would love to have people apply. I've already told you guys, because we're hoping to be running more buses in 2012.
Also LeWeb.
Also to LeWeb.
Yeah.
Because we do think, you know, it's a fantastic conference.
Yeah, it's the biggest one probably about that covers this topic in Europe. So
yes, and but even, you know, that and the network that you have here is fantastic. The people that you can approach here, you know, if we're talking about people development, which we're doing on the bus, the people that you can approach here are, yeah, it's amazing who you bump into. But you know, what we want to do is we want to run multiple buses. I am seriously hoping that we can get one from Central Eastern Europe to leave there. And what you can do is just go to startupbus.com and leave. You know, you can log in your Facebook details, so we know who you are. We got Facebook login, or you can email us at team@startupbus.com. And you know, we are not going to be opening applications for next year yet, because we've just finished this one. We will start preparing the new buses from next week onwards, because we're very enthusiastic about the impact that it has had, both on the people as well as on the conference, as well as, you know, in the media and everything around it. It's been unbelievable. Yeah, people from Serbia and Macedonia can apply just like anybody else.
Yeah, I wanted to apply actually, I told you, but it was about the booking tickets. It was kind of problematic, so
I would love to have you on here, and you know that.
Yeah.
You know, next year,
yeah, definitely.
We will do that. And it's just, you know, we're going to have starting cities, and all you need to do, if you're accepted, because, you know, the thing is, it is invitation only, then you go to quite a heavy selection procedure, because we want to have great people on the bus. And once you've gone through all that, it is just a question of picking out the place for you to come to where the bus is leaving. In this case, the bus only left from Amsterdam. In future editions, we want to leave from multiple countries.
Yeah, it will be great. Okay, that's about it. So
okay.
I guess see you in 1 year in a startup bus probably.
Yes, I hope. Yeah, I really do hope that. And yeah, I hope that we're going to be able to bring so many more people in.
Yeah,
and inspire people to go out and, you know, realize their dreams, because ultimately that's what startups are about.
Yeah, and I believe that you will come to Belgrade definitely before Startup Bus 2012.
I hope so. I would love to be there.
Okay, great. Darko, do you have anything to add?
Well, no.
Okay,
that's it.
Thanks, Arne.
I'll just do a couple of more of these crazy shots and finish the video.
Cool.
Okay. So
thanks, man. Yeah.
Fade into light.
Probably later today.
Send me a link.